Welcome back to the Northwest Tank Line Super Bowl show. This is year 22 at Radio Row. We're coming to you live from the Convention Center in Phoenix. Super Bowl 57 pitting the Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. And Burnsy, Chris Burns, our next guest, actually spent some time with the Philadelphia Eagles. He is Alex Singleton. He is here today representing Special Olympics along with the Special Olympian, Roberto Velez. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Nice to have you on board. How much fun are you having with all this stuff going on, hanging out with a celebrity VIP like Alex, Roberto?
It's really fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's my first experience, so it's...
Yeah, you're almost like a VIP celeb. People you got the headset on, you got everybody taking pictures. You got an entourage over here.
I want to know, you getting tired of this yet, though?
No.
Getting dragged around? No?
No.
I love it.
So which sport are you involved in?
Youthful enthusiasm.
Huh?
Which sport are you involved in?
Right now we're doing basketball.
Okay. Figure you're probably like a point guard?
Mostly we don't choose any side. We let anybody go through
any position?
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Alex, talk about your involvement with Special Olympics. I know it's rather near and dear to you.
Yeah, I've been volunteering and really having a huge part in Special Olympics, my entire life. My older sister's athlete in Special Olympics, so yeah, I've been doing it. She's 3 years older, so pretty much since I can remember, I've been around Special Olympics. And yeah, every city I go to, it's the first call I make is to, whoever runs the organization to get involved in that city in particular. And yeah, I love it. I love giving back. I think it's the coolest organization and one of the most important organizations.
That's the thing too. Like everybody looks at the situation, they always think the kids get so much out of it. Big Brothers is one of our sponsors here for this event, and it's a two-way street.
Oh,
because you give back, and all of a sudden you feel like, hey, I'm making a difference. I'm doing something really good.
Oh yeah, there's nothing cool. It brings everyone together. I think their motto right now, or their hashtag, is Unified Generation, and I think it speaks for itself because they're pushing schools to become unified champion schools, and any school in America can do that. And once you are one, you're just doing nothing but making your school inclusive, showing everyone that everyone should be treated equal, and sports is the one way, I think, to make everybody equal. If everyone's participating, you can put anybody on a team and everyone can play together, and I think that's the coolest thing the Special Olympics is doing right now.
Alex Singleton of the Denver Broncos is our guest, former Calgary Stampeder. Burnsy, something about him and horses and football teams. I don't know.
Oh, yeah?
Broncos, Stampeders, same colors almost, so there you go. Talk a little bit about the year in Denver this year, Alex, because it was kind of tough. High expectations going in with Russell Wilson, and things didn't go the way they were supposed to.
Yeah, it just never turned around. We thought all season, something, whatever it was. I'm not on that side of the football, so you never know what's fully going on. But yeah, we played in every game. I think we lost probably the most one-score games in NFL history this year. I think every game we were in, there was one on Christmas that I think we'd all take back. But besides that, every game was close, and it's a team that's
put up
ready.
Good numbers too.
Yeah. And that was the coolest part, and that's why I wanted to sign in Denver, is going there and just knowing how good that defense was, top 5 defense in the league the last 5-6 years. And so to be part of that was special, and it was still special. Obviously our record didn't show how good of a defense we were, but I think we still finished in the top 5, and especially with everything going on, it was still pretty impressive.
Roberto, you a Bronco fan now?
Huh?
Are you a Bronco fan now?
It's not just that. It's I've been one. It's just I didn't really know what I really choose yet. I've been one, and then it was just like comparing to one team to another.
Okay.
So it's just like yes, and then at one point I was like I don't know what to choose. So it's really difficult, and then I know what I choose.
There you go. So
and then you've got this guy sitting next to you.
Yeah, you got to be a Bronco fan now.
Hey, Alex. Obviously, we're from Canada. I played in the CFL for a long time. You're an ex-CFL guy, and we always love talking to guys that played in the league and came down and had great careers in the NFL, as you're having. When you think back about your CFL career, your time up there, how do you think it helped prepare you for the NFL and where you're at now?
Yeah, I mean it fully prepared me. In 2015, my rookie year in the NFL, I just bounced around on practice squads, didn't get to play very much, so when I went up to Canada and got to play, I got to gain that experience. I went to a smaller college, so playing there wasn't a lot of guys that were even pro athletes, that went there. We had, we were talking before, Travis Lulay was one of the guys, and he was 15 years before me, and so we would watch him play. But that was kind of it. You know, we just had we watched CFL games in Montana State because was one of our only pro athletes. So I was able to grow there and become the player that I thought I could be. And, you know, the game, I think the best part, too, was I think the NFL transition to kind of how the CFL plays now. So it was a perfect time for me to go there, play that way, and then just come back to the NFL.
I was just going to say that because I look, especially for a linebacker, and they have always said since way back in my time, you know, you were 1 year old my rookie year. You want to see what the NFL is going to do, look at the CFL 10 years ago, right? And you look at the kind of guys that are playing, you know, the CFL is always, for a long time, that third linebacker's been a hybrid DB type guy. You see that position in the NFL now. The pass game responsibilities that linebackers have in the CFL, you're now seeing that in the NFL.
Yeah, I talked to Brandon Browner one time when he was with the Seahawks, who'd spent time in Calgary, much like you, and then came down to the NFL with the Patriots and the Seahawks, part of the Legion of Boom. And I said, what did you learn in Canada that helped you in terms of the NFL game? He goes, I wouldn't be in the NFL had I not gone to Canada. I said, why? He said, in Canada, I had to learn how to use my feet. In the American game, you could just, like, you know, jam guys off the line of scrimmage, mug them, whatever. And in Canada, with all the motion, you forget about that. Was there anything specific to the Canadian game that really helped you when you came back to the U.S.?
It was really, I always say, like tracking the ball, for whatever reason, you know, being on the bigger field, it was tougher. It was the hardest thing to learn when I got to Canada was the different angles. You know, with the field being 65 yards wide now, it wasn't just, you know, those short angles that you have in the NFL to get after a guy. You know, it could extend and keep going. And now, like we said, you know, the NFL game's going that way. A lot of screen passes, a lot of those quick games. And, you know, the field, they're stretching the field as far as they can. But because I played in Canada and learned how to do that there, it's such a faster game on the smaller field that it's easy, in my head, a lot easier for me to play in that level.
Alex Singleton
you hear a lot of people say that.
Is our guest, and Roberto Velez representing Special Olympics today here at Radio Row at the Convention Center in Phoenix. Now this game comes Sunday. You got some skin in the game, I think, with being a former Eagle. Do you still a lot of guys there? I know there's been a lot of turnover. So.
Oh, yeah. No, I still talk to a ton of the guys there. I think, you know, most of the defense, pretty much everyone outside of Hassan Reddick and, you know, Bradbury was there last year. So I'm still in contact with a lot of them.
Yeah, but I'm talking about from the Super Bowl team from a year. There's been a lot of turnover.
Oh, there's been a ton. Yeah, I think there's maybe 3 guys still on that team.
Yeah, but with the guys that you played, there's still like quite a few, I imagine.
Yeah, the guys I play, at least.
Yeah, I mean,
at least 90% of the roster.
So.
And as good as that D-line is, I think the best group on the field, tomorrow, you know what I'm going to say, is the Eagles' offensive line.
Oh.
You spent a lot of time playing against that group, and I think it's that whole group was there.
Yeah. Oh, that whole group was there. I mean, I genuinely believe people, you know, might be the greatest 5 that stay healthy all season of all time.
It's one of them, yeah, for sure.
And I mean, it's impressive. I think they're all graded out, you know, this season, you know, the people that believe in the PFF. So I think they're all top 5 at their position groups. Like, I mean,
what makes
impressive.
them so good?
I mean, it starts with Kelsey. I mean, Kelsey's the way he knows the game, it's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. He calls out every blitz before it happens. He's a film guy. And then, Stoutland, I think he's an incredible offensive line coach. It's just a special group. It was special when I was there, but in 2019 and 2020, I think we had, you know, 19 different offensive linemen play. I think this year they've had 6.
Yeah.
Continuity.
Yeah, and it's incredible.
Just tell me something about Jordan Mailata. He's my favorite. He's my favorite person. Oh. Just to look at him. I just love him.
I mean, he's 380 with a 6-pack. But then also, you know, he grew up in Australia, plays rugby. You know, someone just goes, hey, man, you should go to the NFL. He, like, sends a film, is a 7th-round pick. And I get, you know, I wasn't there his first 2 years. But I get they said he was just god-awful. Didn't understand how to kick step. You know, couldn't go backwards.
But how would you?
Yeah, and not that you
I was
should
an offensive lineman. And you've probably never kick stepped before.
I played left tackle in high school, actually.
Did you?
You know,
I knew I liked you.
I can hold it down.
So, but like, that is one of the most. So then you do know it's one of the most unnatural things. For a human being to do, right?
Well, and the one thing, but he is not only like the greatest person in the world too, but just his physical attribute. It's crazy, and I'm just so happy where he's at. It's like truly incredible.
I've been in the room with a lot of big dudes, but I want to stand next to him.
He's one of those guys, your weight every week. I mean, is set at like 375 because that's how he's not. He's like
it's unnatural.
He gets between like 13 and 19% body fat. and he's
And
370 pounds.
I don't know if you watch him, but you watch this guy move. Like, he and his technique now.
Oh,
like, I criticize NFL O-line technique all the time. His technique is on point.
Yeah.
He is.
That's the thing that people don't realize. Everybody looks at these offensive linemen and they think about, these big, heavy-set guys who just,
fat guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't realize the footwork and technique that is involved in that position, particularly
Yeah.
the footwork and how quick you have to be in terms of your feet. So when you see a big man with those type of feet, amazing. All right. Before we let you go, Alex, we don't have time to ask you for a good Dave Dickinson story, so maybe next time we'll track you down.
Oh, yeah.
Our friends at Bet99 have the over-under at 51. I have a feeling, being a linebacker, you're probably going to take the under. What do you see happening in this game? High scoring or low scoring?
It's got that's only 25 apiece. It's got to be over.
Taking the over.
Yeah.
Wow.
25. I think it's a low 30, mid 20s.
Who do you like? Philly?
Eagles.
Yeah.
What's the key for them on defense? What's the key for the Eagles defense against Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid in that offense?
Turnovers.
Yeah.
That's how we stayed in games with them this year. Create turnovers, and you can beat them.
Well, Alex and Roberto, thanks so much for stopping by. People want information with Special Olympics. How do they go about it?
Yes, super simple, specialolympics.org. They keep it about as easy as it gets. And, every city, every school should get involved, should be involved, United, Champion schools. They also in Canada, like I said.
They're international. It's the charity of choice for my company, Engel & Volkers.
Yep.
We do a lot of work with them. I'm going to talk to you about it off the air.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, thanks for stopping by.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.